So you're in the processing department. Do you get free food?
You're still young, don't complain.
Don't complain, you're still young. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I will not like turn the milk into wine or something like that. The life of the plant depends on you. We became close friends even outside from work. Even with all the hardship, I think it's worth it. Trying to measure the current and then boom, boom.
Hello people and welcome back to another episode of DiveThru. Today we have a very special guest. What's your name? Who are you? Why are you here?
My name is Oliver Benedict. I'm your friend.
Yes. So today is really interesting because Oliver is actually my classmate in university for my bachelor's, but he's also the only other person in my batch who continued working in Germany right after the bachelor's. He's also an engineer, automation engineer.
Automation engineer.
Yeah, and he lives near München. But what's interesting is that he worked in a startup first and then he moved to a bigger company in the last 4 years. And I think those differences are what we want to talk about today. So, starting off, what do you do actually? What's your job right now?
Right now, my job is doing automation engineering, and it's in Tetra Pak. So if you guys know the packaging, the boxes for the milk and the juices, and yeah, that's Tetra Pak. Like you look at the side, there's a logo with a triangle. Yeah, that's it.
I've seen those logos in the
mostly it's from Tetra Pak, and but like that's their biggest business. They also have the side of the business where it's the processing. So it's to process the dairy products. So means the milk inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the milk inside, as well as ice cream, yogurt, cheese, stuff like that. Then I'm on that department or whatever.
So you're in the processing department.
I'm in the processing.
Do you get free food?
I don't get free food. Maybe I can. I don't know.
So, but you're an automation engineer. What do you do exactly in that part?
To get a little bit more technical and more detailed, our team, the automation mate, is that first is the controller. For it means the PLC program.
Okay.
That we have quite a standard from Tetra Pak, Sweden. But like we are integrating it, we are adjusting it for the processing.
So your work also involves a lot of PLC programming and commissioning, going to customers and setting things up.
Yes, that's correct.
So do you travel a lot for commissioning, or are you more in the office?
So typically our workflow would be that we do the programming in the office as much as possible, and then after it's finished, we are going to the customer, and then we are deploying our program, the commissioning so far.
So throughout Germany, traveling, or also outside of Germany?
For now, it's throughout Germany.
Throughout Germany.
So like our department or our, what is it?
Our
working
branch.
Branch, we can say like branch, like we are working with the team in the Switzerland as well. So sometimes we, in Switzerland, they need more people. Like, right now there's a lot of project, they need more people, then we
You're
might
also outsourcing and helping them.
Yes. Also the other way around.
Okay, that's interesting. So now we want to go back to the start. So how did you even end up in Germany? So that's where you are now, but we want to know like the journey to get there.
Okay. So like you, I studied mechatronics and in SGU, Swiss German University.
In Jakarta?
In Jakarta, genau.
Genau.
It's like automatic. So, genau und egal.
So
Genau.
Genau.
My father suggested me that because he saw that I like to do things with electronics since I was little. Yeah, that's why. Then when I look at that, it was interesting. So I decided to apply. I got accepted, and back then I did not have any dream to go to Germany. I didn't say that I didn't have any dream at all. Like to Germany.
Never thought you would end up in Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
Skip forward to the internship part, the praxis semester. So
semester 6, we have to do a Pflichtpraktikum or a mandatory internship in Germany to get our dual degree and have 1 month in the Fachhochschule.
Yes.
Yeah. And where did you do your practicum then?
So I did my practicum to Landpack. So it's a startup company. Like they were producing the alternative from styrofoam. In the packaging, like in the box, usually we put the styrofoam for the isolation, for the temperature and the shock, right? But it's really bad for the environment. It's not. That's why they have the idea to make from straw. Jerami.
Yeah, straw.
Maybe Gene can put the picture here. Yeah.
Jerami.
So it's 100% natural. Like they didn't use any chemicals in the process, and as well biodegradable. It's plants basically. It was really nice. Like that was like new experience for me. Like the other internship before I had was in university in SU. On my third semester, so I did not experience like working in a company. And that was my first experience working in a company. Like, but the people was really nice. They were really nice, and they were supporting me a lot. Like they taught me a lot. Someone from Indonesia, I heard that the German stereotype that they are
very cold,
rude,
very rude, straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, but that internship, it changed completely my mind. And actually, also since the first time that I landed in Germany, I did not get any bad experience. I felt like people.
Really? My first day was really different from yours then. We were on the same flight.
How was your first day?
I mean, like in the airport, the passport control, the guy was super scary for me.
Okay.
And also when we stopped in the mini market, the cashiers and everyone was just like looking at us like Asian invasion because everyone wants to change big money and just buy like one water bottle. I understand why they're mad, and there's like 40 of us in the tiny shop in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, anyway, it's your story, not mine. Check that out in the other video.
Oh, you already?
Yeah, of course.
Then I went to Munich. Right? And it's also super nice. So the people still, I felt the same thing, like the warmth. So I felt like I went to this like a couple of months ago, and so like the same experience. Like so
all
I felt
Germany.
throughout Germany. I feel really blessed that the people are warm, and even as strangers, if they see somebody else like needs help, like they genuinely care and wanted to help. That's a nice thing. Anyway, I went to Munich and then started my internship there in Landtag, and then I was really grateful that I got the opportunity after 1 month or 2 months to get into their PLC program for the plant.
Oh, directly during internship.
During internship.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was because back then when I entered, like there was team of mechanical guys, but like from the PLC side, from the automation, there was no one.
Oh.
And, yeah.
So wait, you said it was a startup. How many people were working? Like how many employees were there in total?
Including the production worker, that would be around less than 30, I guess.
Including the production workers. Then what about only in the office? Then?
In the office, maybe around 15, 20,
That's tiny. That's like only my Abteilung at work. Only the automation department we have 20 people also. Okay, it's a startup. It's a really small thing. During Landpack, then you already got the responsibility for the PLC program. Did you do anything else other than the programming part?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's a startup. Sometimes we have to do as an automation guys. Like we have to do for sure the electrical. Like if you guys also do automation stuff, when you are on site, that you have to do sometimes things by your own. Like for example, you realize that the sensor is wrongly plugged, or the cable somehow is broken, and those are the stuff that I have to do. Also, from mechanical point of view, I do not like mechanical thingy, to be honest. Yeah. But like I want to learn, like they're doing the format change, for example, like to change the format of the product. Basically, it's a press machine, so they change the plate and stuff. They teach me. That was the first time I used stuff.
Yeah, okay. The stuff.
Yeah, the whole people there, it's just they are really nice. And when I was leaving, I was just like felt like, oh, I'm leaving mini family. You know? That's when I was going back to Indonesia. But before that, the company asked me if I want to continue to work for them. And I told them, I want to, I would love to, because the location is also really nice in the farm area.
It's not in München.
Been there,
It's not in München, it's like
25 kilometers to the west side from München.
By bus, and when you go there, it's just all fields, and like next to his office, like next to the production plant, it's like a horse stable. There are horses there.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It's like, I think I live in a dorf, but that's more of a dorf than my dorf, you know? Like I still have supermarkets and stuff, that's like nothing there. but you like nature,
Yeah,
so
now
that's okay for you.
Ganesha will show the clip video of the place.
Yeah.
So you're not going back to Indonesia. For bigger context, tomorrow she is leaving us.
I'm flying. So, fast forward to your bachelor thesis then. What was your project then? So you came back for your bachelor thesis 6 months later in 2020. What did you do?
SCADA. More like
Oh.
data acquisition and visualization. So from the production, like the data from the output of the production, like we want to visualize two things. From the output, like we want to see like the KPI and stuff like that. Like we want to see easily how is the performance of the production, the speed of the machine. Because we are dealing with straw, which is a natural resource with a lot of fluctuation. So for example, the length of the straw and then the humidity of the straw, it affects a lot. There's a block, there's cause a problem in the machine. So we want to visualize it. And then we want to see, okay, in this day, this hour, how's the performance? And then if there is a downtime, we can also see, oh, there's there's a production stop. That's the first thing. Second is the errors. Back then we were just having these errors in the screen of the production. Yeah, to visualize the errors so that we can have reporting. Yeah, that's the word. The reporting that throughout the day, what are the errors, and then we can also cross-check with the performance output. Right? Oh, this is. At this time, the performance is done because of this error, blah 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 blah. So it's like that.
So your thesis is to create this system for reporting, monitoring, so checking the materials. That's your thesis project.
Yes, not the materials, but more just the performance.
And the performance of the processing.
Yes.
Okay. And then after that, the thesis was a success. Everything worked well.
Corona.
And then. How did you get the job then, the full-time job? Because that was just a VEC student during the bachelor thesis?
Yeah. To take back a little bit, when they asked to come back 2019, I told them that I have to go back for my 7th semester, for our 7th semester to continue in SG right in Indonesia. And then I asked them, can I also do my thesis? Everything covered by the company, right? And also like, I get to come to Germany.
Again,
and I love it, yeah. And then they asked, yeah, sure, blah blah blah. They send the topics and then process to the SU. Yeah, I got here. And then when we got here, it's on March 2020. 2 weeks later, lockdown everywhere.
Yeah, for me as well.
And then I also didn't get a place for the Wonung. So like the office because it's a farm area, like it's basically like a house farm. So they have bedroom. So I was staying there for like 4 months. Or 5 months, I guess. Yeah. Taking out the stress of finding Wohnung in Munich.
Yeah.
Thanks to Munich.
Okay.
Anyway, and then so the flight was cancelled because of Corona. We were supposed to fly back in June or July, I forgot. And then, but the company was happy. Mr. I can directly
start working
for the new plant because they were building the new plant. The plant that I was working for the internship is like prototype plant.
Okay.
So they were initially building it up just prototype, but turns out it can produce.
It can work, so they use
let
it.
Run,
Okay.
And then for the new plant, that's where I work for the programming and also a little bit of electrical stuff. Yeah, so they asked if I can continue. Sure, like I want to. Like, I love it. So that was from June until September was in the internship contract because of the waiting for our
degree.
Yeah.
December
2022 last year.
So that was almost 2.5 years then.
As a full-time worker, but considering also the internship and the bachelor arbeit.
Then it's like 3.5. Okay, so I want to ask about your. So you spent around 2.5 years as a full-time. What are like the biggest projects you did, and what are the biggest hardships? Because you're in a startup, and I think it's very different. You're not just doing one job. You're basically doing everything.
Yes.
So what did you do during those years?
So the biggest, I would say, doing the new plant. Because I was doing. It was like more or less like building from zero.
Oh.
So taking a little bit of a concept from the old plant. But a lot of system change.
Oh, okay.
For example, background context, we are using electro cylinder from before it was pneumatic, like stuff like that. That was like the biggest challenge, as well as I would say the opportunity. Working in a startup means that you are trusted to work on those things because it's huge. Like for them it's huge, right? It's like if somehow I didn't perform, meanwhile they already taking orders from the customer, also getting the pressure from the investor, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure on you then. Even as a fresh grad, you handled a lot.
Yes, so it means also a lot of over hours. Well, we were still young, right? That's what my grandma always say. Yeah, you're still young. Don't complain. Right?
Don't complain, you're still young. Okay.
That's true. Like we are still young. We don't have family as in a spouse, or we are not married yet. We don't have kids. I think this is our age or
Our prime time.
Yes, where we can
our most
really,
productive time. Yeah.
we really can push. And so yeah, that's the challenge, the biggest challenge. With a lot of responsibilities, which also can be good. The time, work-life balance.
0.
Yeah, let's say I was struggling with the work-life balance.
Yeah.
The hardest thing, the work-life balance.
The work-life balance.
Yeah.
Like how much do you work actually? How many hours?
Well,
Like what does a day look like, or what does a week look like for you at that time?
it was November, and then we
2022.
yes, and then I heard that okay, we have to produce our first product by the end of the year because we have pressure from the investor, blah, 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 blah. But back then, even the electrical cabinet hasn't arrived.
Oh.
So
How long does it take to commission one plant, like to get it running normally?
hard to say because the thing is, back then I had to do also the cabling.
So you do the programming, the cabling, the electrical, the setup, everything.
Yes, with the help of my coworker in the mechanical field, like also, yes.
Okay, so the electrical cabinet hasn't come yet, and then what happened?
And then I have to create the program, right? I already prepared, but I don't know how it will work.
You haven't tested it
Yeah, I
in
haven't
the real
tested
thing.
it. Yeah. So that's the hard part. Then when it comes, yeah, we really have to push.
So like you start at 8 in the morning, 7?
Okay, the thing is, there is a law in Germany that we are not allowed to work over blah 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 hours.
Yeah.
I forgot how much is it. But so for the sake of that, I will not say until what time I'm working. Yeah.
Okay, but it's a lot of overtime.
A lot of overtime.
Okay, and then so now that you moved to a bigger company, what's the biggest difference that you feel like between a startup and a big company in terms of work, in terms of work hours as well?
So I would say back to those things again: the responsibility and the work-life balance. So for sure, like the responsibility is lower, as in it's a big company, and then like when you get there, months of training. Back then they already let me also to work on the PLC, as in my coworker, because they have a project, and then my team leader trusted my coworker to let me help in the project, and then my coworker trusted me. Okay, I made changes. I can try to apply it.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, I cross-check with him first, like this several times. I cross-check, and maybe he got the feeling that okay,
this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I will not like turn the milk into wine or something like that. So,
That would be beneficial for the company though. Turning milk into wine.
Not if they're producing milk for the babies though. Yeah.
Well, start training earlier.
That's with the responsibility. So in a startup, I would say that you get a lot of hands-on, also like higher risk or responsibility that the life of the plant depends on you. Responsibility that you get to do a lot of stuff and you get to try a lot of stuff, hands-on experience. So in that rapat, if I did not have the experience in Landpak, I did not know exactly the PLC and the connection of the input, output, how is it being supplied with the 24 volt DC thingy, and then with the modules, like those, I would not know deep. So I will still be able to know about the hardware configuration, like in the software. Yeah, we are doing the hardware configuration in the software. Maybe I can still know, but to know
But
really.
not hands-on and really in real life. How does it work?
Yes.
All the cables, like all the details about it. Yeah.
But it affects the work-life balance. Because the life of the factory that does not really depends on you. If there is mechanical problem, it's our problem. Like they will say, yeah, there's a bug in your code, blah 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 blah. But it's not. It's mechanical issue. Or maybe a cable is broken.
Yeah.
But those things did not happen, or I hope will not happen in Tetra Pak, because they have people for that. Meanwhile, in a startup, like you might be the only person who knows the program, and you are maybe the only person can look into the program. So if there is a problem,
it's your problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you get calls, like you might get calls in the evening, and that's it's good to train your mental capability. After 2-3 years, like does it affect how much it affects you? Like for me, it was affecting my personal life, as in I didn't have time really to do. I got home already tired, and even like by the end of the week, still like no energy.
So it was very like mentally and physically draining to work in that environment then for you.
Well, the company was great. Like I really liked the company. Like they were like family to me. That's another thing. Because a startup, it's small, means that you're really close to each other, and also because it's with the nachhaltigheid, like the environment
sustainability,
it attracts like young people, and as well like the people that comes there is the people that cares for the environment, and usually they care also for the people. That's why I feel like they are really really nice. Like we became close friends even outside from work. I was moving my Wonung, like 2 of my colleagues, like they were helping me. They drove me to IKEA, and then buying the stuff, and then transporting it to my Wonung. They were really sweet.
Now that you've done both, you've had a taste in startup and a big company, which one do you prefer, or what are some advice? What are some tips that you can give to people who are deciding, for example, if they should apply to a startup or if they should apply to a big company as a fresh graduate, let's say?
As a fresh graduate,
with no experience.
I would advise for the people who are like fresh graduate to go to startup.
Oh, yes. Even with all the hardships?
Even with all the hardship, I think it's worth it. So you get to know, like your learning curve will be boom. Like especially if you are working in Germany, you get to really taste everything. Like also maybe you get also taste the different Aufgabe from different tasks, even not in maybe not into automation stuff, but you can also get to experience. Oh, okay, this is something that I like. This is something that I don't like, and you can also get to know the experience. The ervaring, the knowledge. It's really boom, going up really fast. And other than that, your mental is also being trained. The mental is being trained, and then after some years, you have enough experience, then you can decide if this is the life that you want, and then from there you can either you want to choose big company or you stay in startup. It's up to you if you want. Right now I'm just like 6-7 months. I just finished my probation.
Oh!
Party!
Disco Congrats! Party. Disco party. Okay, so for fresh graduates, go to a startup because you're gonna get a lot of experience and very hands-on practical thing. Okay, one tiny question that I forgot to ask. Do you need German in your work?
Okay.
And how's your German right now? Or when you started?
Okay, so in the startup I did not need German because the
international.
People, international, like a lot of them also can. Some of them even can't really speak German or even English. Oh. So this is the production worker. Only sufficient level to communicate, to do the work. And then like I have to be able to speak more and more German. I have to work with some colleagues, some technicians that cannot speak English, who cannot speak English. But still, even though like that, if you're asking from the perspective of the company to get to do the automation thingy, you don't really need. Well, this is really biased because here's the thing. Now in where I'm working right now, it's being used more. The problem is our customers.
are all in Germany.
Yes. Before, I would say then depends on the company, depends on the field. Because Landtech, after factory, you have to make sure the things are running. That's one thing. And then the team is the same, always the same people, same. In the office they can speak English. And then in Tetra Pak, like we are going to customers to install our machines in their factory. Yeah, of course. We are in Germany, like people don't speak German. That's more required. But in the office, obviously I try to speak German. But during the interview, like I was being honest, like okay, we try to speak German, right? And when it comes to a hindrance, like some point that I cannot speak German, I speak the English.
Okay.
And then but I was being myself, like I did not put my German certification, or I don't have.
You don't have one. You've never taken a German test.
Yeah, I didn't put any German level in
Proficiency level.
Yes. I did not put it in my CV.
Oh.
Yeah, and then but when we talk, they get the rough feeling. That's the important stuff. I think you just be confident and honest. Yeah. Just talk. Yeah, then they will see. They
decide if they like you or not.
Yeah,
that's true.
And you also don't want to fake your way through, because then if you say your Dutch is yeah, and then let's say somehow they accept you because of that, and then
you can't work.
Yeah, and then you get pressure, and then also the companies. It's also bad for the company. So both sides, like
Do you have any final tips or advice for people who want to work as an engineer in Germany, or are confused about their way? Any tips?
So this is general in everywhere throughout the countries. Yeah, to do internships. That's the thing that I think universities has to encourage more. And then even though like your grades are not the top of the top, just do your best, and the things in your work does not really like a lot of things like. Just because you have good grades does not automatically means that you can work good. But while you still do your best at the universities, because it's just now that I realize why I also do internships, because then you get experience, and then when you continue the study, like you can see this is where this knowledge applies. And then when you study, you can really get it into your brain.
Do you think what you studied in uni was useful for your work?
Yes. So the overall concept, like at least that I don't blow up a multimeter trying to measure the current and then boom. Yeah.
Okay.
And like a lot of the basic, I would say my first was the basic of electrical stuff.
That's very useful. I think that we can wrap up this video. That was very action-packed. That was very information-packed and value-packed. Action-packed. So thank you for sharing your story with us. If anyone has any questions, maybe if they can reach you from Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, you can. I will put them in the description box below.
Yeah, or just come visit Munich.
Yeah, in your dorf. So thank you Oliver for sharing. And good luck to all of you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye-bye.